And not only footifying Australia, but the world as well. Currently being played is the International Cup over this fortnight. 18 men's team and seven women's teams are competing for it. And we have representatives from Ireland. Murish Bartley, welcome.
Thank you very much.
And from the Canadian women's side, Aimee Legault. Aimee, great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
All right, well, the obvious question to start with, Aimee, how have you found your way to Australian football?
I first started playing the game in 2009. And it actually came from my sister's boyfriend, who was Irish, and he travelled over to Canada, and he wanted to find a sport that was similar to Gaelic football, and he got us involved.
So how did you find kindred spirits? How many are there who play Aussie rules?
In Montreal?
Yeah.
We're about 200 members.
Okay. And did you like it from the start?
Oh, the first time I laid my hands on a leather ball, I fell in love.
Murish, what about your story?
For me, the last captain for the last International Cup, Cian Quigley, was my teacher in school. So he did a couple of sessions for PE, and like that, I just got hooked up on it. I got bitten by the bug and straight away was fascinated. Quizzed him, is there any underage team around that I can play for? Like that, he said there wasn't, but I was as big and as physical as the rest of them. So he said to come along and play a few sessions, and I did, and it all started from there.
Were you a Gaelic footballer prior to that?
I was a Gaelic footballer, yeah, and I played rugby as well. So I kind of had both codes with the tackling and the catching for the rugby, and the catching and the kicking for the Gaelic football.
So how do your mates deal with the fact that you've left two of their most popular games, the Gaelic football and Irish rugby is very big as well, and you've just turned your back on those to go to AFL? How'd they cope with that?
Like that, they were a bit disappointed, but they were happy for me because they know for me it was the best decision. Because I used to watch on television back home and we used to always be talking about it, that we'd love to have been there and love to have been playing it. And once the opportunity arose, they were more than happy for me to go and make it.
And we've got some unfortunate news, Jared. He does barrack for a team. It's the wrong team.
Right.
Would you like to tell us who it is?
It's West Coast Eagles.
Now, you've played your first game, Murish, and it didn't go that well personally.
No, not for myself, unfortunately, no.
What happened in the opening minutes?
And the first 5 minutes, I copped a shoulder off the ball and kind of knocked me unconscious, so I got a nice shiner and a bit of concussion to deal with, so that's my story of my first game of International Cup football.
Aimee, how did your first game go?
We played the USA Freedom, and after hard work, we came out with a win.
You're understating that. You thrashed them.
I wouldn't say that. It was a really hard game, contested footy.
61-7 sounds like a thrashing in our language, doesn't it? Yeah.
What's the standard like? Obviously, the Canadian team is strong.
Yes, our girls have been training 4 to 5 times a week across the country. We don't actually have the chance to train together, only about once or twice a year. And the skill level is phenomenal. You won't see a girl not walking around with a footy in their hand.
Aimee, I don't know if you've spent much time out here, but have you been to many games? Have you had the opportunity to see some games?
Yeah, we actually saw the Hawthorn versus Melbourne game after the Parade of Nations.
Nice.
And we saw the Tigers come out with a big win versus Essendon, yes.
What did you think of watching it at the top level?
It was incredible. I'm not sure how those players deal with the pressure of having so many fans in the stands.
Is it pretty amazing to be here with a team playing in a formalised competition in Australia?
Well, this is actually the second International Cup
Yep.
that our girls have come down for. And it is unbelievable to see the level of football that is being played across the globe.
Murish, I suspect that the Irish would have to be one of the favourites for the event, wouldn't they?
It's a bit early to call who'd be the favourites at the moment. I mean, it's all up in the air after the first game. Like that, we were the winners of the last International Cup, but that's all in the past now. So this year is a different year. So you don't know who could win. So it's anyone's game. Said
everything except taking it 1 week at a time. They've learned to speak very quickly, Jared.
So who are you playing tomorrow?
Tomorrow we're playing France, tomorrow afternoon. So hopefully that'll go well for us. The French are a very formidable outfit, so please God it'll all work out for us.
And Aimee, high expectations for the Canadian team, is there?
Yes, tomorrow we'll be playing USA Liberty. So hopefully going out with a bang.
Yes, yeah, and for the overall competition, are you expecting to be right there to win it?
Our team dream is to make it to the final, yes, to play at Punt Road.
Excellent. Well, good luck with it. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you very much for
Enjoy
having
Aussie
us.
rules. Aimee Legault and Moorish Bartley.
Cheers,
Good
thanks
luck
for
with
having
your
me.
endeavours
Thank you
in the
very much.
International Cup, which continues on over the next couple of weeks in Australia.